Hello. Um, so let me start this presentation with the story of my daughter. She is 6 years old. She lost her first tooth a few months back. The tooth fairy, I think is the San Fe, came over, put $2 under the pillow. The following morning, my daughter came to see me and handed over the $2. And she said, "Dad, this is for the kids that you are helping at EPIC, your foundation." What is interesting with this story is, one, that when you're 6 years old, you can give 100% of your wealth in a heartbeat. But two, what's interesting is it's not only unique to my family. You have more and more people concerned about giving, concerned about having an impact on society. And because we are here in NOAH, we love data. So let's talk about data. This year in Stanford, I think we all know Stanford, 20% of the undergrads want to work in the social sector or become a social entrepreneur. It will be the same here in Germany or in the UK. You have this new generation, what we call the Generation Y, who want something different. They want to work, but they want to have an impact. Talking about numbers, this one is interesting also. We're talking about Generation Y and Generation Z. They want to work for you, they want to work for us, but they want to see how kind of impact we have on society. And sometimes, half of them, they're okay to take a pay cut to work for great organizations. So if we remember 20 years ago, the questions we were asking during the interview process was, where are those ones? One, my office will be shared with someone else. I will have a company car. This generation, those millennials, have totally different concerns. They will ask and they will come to see you, and the second question they will be asking you, or max the third one, will be this one. What is the purpose of what we do? And how I will have an impact working for you? If you don't have the answer, they will move. And that's what we see now. We were the me generation. It was all about us. This generation is the we generation. And it's not only a trend, what I'm talking about here. It's becoming the norm. So by 2020, 50% of the global workforce will be a millennial. It means that if we don't understand them, if we're not able to provide a solution to those students or just young workers, they won't come working for us. Or we won't be able to retain them. And at some point, I can tell you it will arrive, they will stop buying our product. So I do believe it's super positive because they think differently. They want different things. They want to have this kind of impact on society. So we all here, NOAH is the mecca of technology. Every day today, you keep talking about how can we disrupt industries that have been already disrupted. What I'm telling you today is something slightly different. There is another disruption coming. This other disruption is a social disruption. And this disruption, I can tell you, will have the same impact on our organizations, on our customers, and our families. And you know this because every single day, we're talking about this. Social impact, social innovation, social venture, even social beauty. People are concerned about giving. And the question now is, how do we answer this? Today, our organizations at large, how we do this? We have CSR, one, pretty obscure. It's something that people don't really get or understand. We have this also where we have our organization saying, we'll go for a walk or run, and then we'll get the name of the organization just there. But how kind of impact do you think for millennials? And the third is when we go and we say, let's go painting the school nearby. Inner city school will look great doing this. It's a good thing, but it's not enough. So we believe we need to get and make some drastic actions and systemic ones. So that's where we are. Let me give you an example. It's interesting. As a country level, there's one country, only one in the world, has decided to make corporate giving mandatory. This country is India. India, if you are there, if you make more than $7-8 million of revenues, you have to give 2% of your profit. And you don't have choice, not to the state, to the organization you will be deciding to. And it changes everything. So yes, maybe India has 1.2 billion people, including 300 million of them are under poverty line. But it's interesting that you can do this at the country level. Let's talk about us, business leaders. You have three types of business leaders. The first one is what we call the social good activists. So you can recognize them. Bilou, the Gates, amazing people. Whatever it costs, they will give. They will change the world because they believe it's their duty to do this. At the other extreme of the spectrum, you remember this guy? The Uncle Scrooge? You know, the kind of guy, they want to have more. And more is never enough. We don't like those guys, but they still exist. But we are there. The third category, it's us. We are pragmatic. What does it mean to be pragmatic? Why I will give something to anyone if I cannot see the value for me? Tell me. The truth is, this generation coming, if you don't do this, as I explained earlier, they will go do something else. So they will impact our clients, they will impact our employees and our families. So, having said this, solutions exist, and that's the beauty of everything. I'm not coming here saying, you should give more. Who I am to ask you to give more, even if I know you. That's not the point. Solution exists. I'll give you a couple of solutions. The first one is on the payroll. When you receive your paycheck, you can ask all your employees to give whatever it is at the end of your, the paycheck. So it's 23 cents, 65 cents. It's almost nothing. Christian Dior has done it with all the employees. So all the employees can give away whatever they want, but it's painless. It has to be painless. It has to be systemic. That's how we can change the society. And it's super easy. It costs almost nothing. You can just double up if you want. But then your employees don't work for you just because you are in the luxury business or in the tech business, but you become an organization of the 2017. Second one is the checkout giving. For all the ones here who have transactions with customers, like this one. Lyft, super easy. I'm even not talking about Uber today. Lyft, you take a ride with Lyft. At the end of the ride, you can, if you want, round up the amount. So it costs €9.25. I can click on the button and it can go to €10. Painless, systemic. Everything we do, buying some shoes, buying just some bar, restaurant, hotel, we should push to have this everywhere. Third one is for organizations who make profit, what we call the 1% pledge. Easy, because it's again the CSR. CSR, we don't ever know what's going on. 1% is you act and you push something, it has to be just normal. For entrepreneurs, because I know many of you are entrepreneurs here, they come to see me and say, I want to be part of the EPIC movement, but I don't make profit just yet, maybe in the future. And I'm telling them, pledge your shares. And we have been building this with the Founders Pledge, or the EPIC Founders Pledge. We go after people and say, it's fine. Hopefully you will be successful in 3 or 5 years, but pledge now. Because when you will be recruiting people, you have something to tell them. Because it will be hard to give them a big, a big compensation, but they want to feel that you're part of the society of 2017. And the last thing is something we have launched last week. It's called the Sharing Pledge. And the Sharing Pledge is, this one is with top venture capitalists. And I know some of you are venture capitalists here. And it's a very similar way we say, if you want to be part of the movement, you have to pledge 1% of your management fees and or 1% of your carry. And it's easy, and then you get the label. What people are doing this? They're doing this because it's almost impossible for VCs today to recruit analysts and top analysts for top schools. It's super hard to get one of to invest in front of another VCs. It will be a great marketing play to say, you know what, 1% of whatever you making will go to the society. So that's what we're doing. I see Marco. So last point I'm making today is giving should become the norm. And we are driving this industry like many other industries better than anyone else. So it's on us. It's not really on government shoulders. It's us because we do so much. We have the skills, we have the network, and we have the resources. And if you see what you see, just 2 blocks from here, normal, I think it won't go well. So we need to change this, and it's our duty to do this. So that's what we do at Epic. Thank you so much.